Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock my time. Probably be a different time when you're doing this video. Yeah, my lovely assistant got frozen behind the camera and then suddenly realised he needed to come this way. Welcome to week 2 of our lockdown 2 yoga video. I hope this finds you well, and you know the drill by now. Do what you can, do what feels good. Something doesn't feel good, please don't do it. Anytime you want to take a break, you have the luxury of pressing pause, but please don't cheat. You don't come to my classes to get out of hard work, do you, Wolf? Let's go, shall we? So, starting the same way we always do, up on our feet, obviously. You can be on your hands if you want to, but that might make it a little bit harder for an hour. With your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, making sure you haven't got one foot in front of the other, and making sure as you come down that your knees don't come forwards above your toes. So sit back into the squat, bring your hands in line with your chest. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in, and as you do so, come down. Good. Good, same again. So gently getting the body warmed up, gently warming into the breathing. Excellent, 2 more. And last one. Excellent, and then bring your hands down so they're in line with your shoulders. Take your feet wider on the mat. I was just thinking we might not fit, but we'll see how it goes. Take one foot out. I might have to slide back your way. Take one foot out 90 degrees, keep the other foot where it is. Good, and then bend forwards. Make sure that front knee doesn't come above your toe as you do so. So you should start to feel some engagement on that front quad. Gently opening up your hips, and then look over the front hand. Hold it there. When you're ready, we're going to extend that stretch by slowly bringing the front hand down. You can either drop it onto your knee or drop your forearm across your knee, or bring your hand all the way down onto the floor, onto the inside of your forward foot. Top hand as straight as you can up towards the ceiling. And then if you can, I want you to try to look up towards the ceiling as well. If that feels a little bit too aggressive, just keep your head looking down towards the floor. Good, so just lengthening that stretch through your hips and gently stretching out back. Excellent. Then when you're ready, take one hand either side of that forwards foot and then turn your back foot inwards, so both your feet are facing the same way. I'm laughing because I'm about to kick my husband in the face, and I might just get away with it this time. So you can either lengthen that back leg on the floor and keep it down on the floor, or lift your back foot off the mat without kicking your husband in the face. I'm really scared. So you might need to walk your hands forwards, or you can keep your hands where they are. Lift your back foot. Good, and as you do so, squeeze that back glute muscle. Good, head down and hold it there. Actually, oh, brilliant.
That's cheating. It's cheating.
You're a little bit too high, can you come down a bit? So strengthening this bottom leg and strengthening your glute, which helps to support your lower back. That's alright, you get your revenge the other way around. Then when you're ready, if you haven't done already, slowly drop your back foot down and onto the mat, and then slowly drop your back knee down and onto the mat. Good, and then separate that front foot and your back knee as much as you feel like you can, until you start to feel a bit of a stretch. I don't think we've really worked the space out very well on this one. On your back, front of hip region, so hip flexor. So if you don't feel it here, you might need to take that front foot a little bit further forwards, or drop your back knee a little bit further backwards. Now if you're happy here, stay with the stretch as it is. If you want to take the stretch a little bit further, you can do so by gently bringing yourself back up into centre, and then bring your hands up and above your head. Keep your head and chest up as you lean forwards again into the stretch. Hip flexor comes round and attaches into your lower back, so if you want to take that stretch a little bit further, you can do so by just gently leaning away from that back hip flexor. Hip flexor can be one of the things that aggravates your lower back, so if you're having any lower back pain, this one could be a good one for you. Slowly bringing yourself back into centre, and slowly bringing your hands back down if you haven't done already. Right, now you don't have to be smooth in this one, but if you can, from there, sit your body weight backwards and try to bring your bum down. Onto the mat without injuring yourself. Good, so this leg, leave it where it is if you can, but if it feels uncomfortable, you might want to move the leg from where it is. And and the front leg. Lean down with the same hand to same foot, so right hand to right foot or left hand to left foot. And you should start to feel a bit of a stretch through the back of your leg, so primarily hamstring, but you might feel it all the way up through your calf as well, depending on which area is tight. Doesn't matter if you can't reach all the way down to the foot, just come as far down the leg as you feel like you can. And then if you want to, you can bring your head down towards or onto your knee. Gently bringing your hand and head back up. Slowly bring your hands down either side of that front leg, and again, it doesn't have to be pretty, so it doesn't have to be one swift motion if you don't want to, but if you can, slowly bring yourselves back up. Good. And then from there, you might need to bring that front foot a little bit closer or shuffle your back knee in a little bit more. I want you to lift your back knee off the mat. And bend your knee slightly until you start to feel a little bit of engagement on this back quad muscle. Now you can either stay there with your hands down on the mat, or you can preempt what your wife is about to do by slowly engaging your core, standing yourselves up. If you can, bring your hands up and above your head. Good. Come into standing lunge hold, 30 seconds. So really good for strengthening your legs, this one. 10 seconds. Slowly bring yourselves back in centre. Good. So, staying with the power of the legs for this next one before we swap onto the other side. Bring your feet so they're slightly wider than shoulder width apart again. Good. Hands in line with your chest. And then when you're ready, unlock your hips again. So sit backwards, not forwards above your knees. As you bring yourself as far down as you feel like you're able. And hold it there. So you can stay up a little bit higher if you want to. Good.
It's my trousers I'm worried about.
It's never worried you showing them off, showing your pants off before. Good. Head up and forwards as much as you can. So gently opening up your hips and working on strengthening your lower body. Don't forget to breathe. I'm not sure if I've said already, but 60 seconds if you can. Take a break if you need to. Come up, shake your legs off, come back down whenever you're ready. 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2, and then slowly and gently stand yourselves back up. Shake your legs off if you need to. And then we're moving straight onto the other side. So I'm going to shuffle myself away from you a bit. into centre to begin with. So take your feet nice and wide on the mat. Oof, I've shuffled too far away from you for now. Bring your hands in line with your shoulders, so fingertips out straight. Good. And then we're going to turn the opposite foot out, 90 degrees. Bend that front knee forwards until you start to feel some engagement on that front quad muscle. Make sure that front knee isn't above your toe. Good, looking over the front hand. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to drop that front hand down again, either front hand or forearm over the top of your knee, or if you can, all the way down and onto the floor. That top hand as straight as you can up towards the ceiling. Try to look up towards the ceiling if you feel like you can, but if not, keep your head looking down towards the floor. Good, then when you're ready, slowly bring both hands down. Take one hand either side of that front foot. Good, and then either extend that back leg as straight as you can on the floor, or if you want to, if you need to, walk your hands forwards a little bit and then lift that back leg off the mat. Please don't kick me. Good, so as you drop your head down, make sure you squeeze back glute muscle. And then slowly and gently drop that back foot down if it isn't already, and slowly drop down onto the back knee. Excellent. Separate that back knee and front foot. Hands down and lean forwards until you feel a bit of a stretch front of hip region on the back leg. Are you a bit skewy?
I'm trying not to hit you.
Straighten up. Now you can either stay there if that feels most comfortable for you, or if you want to, slowly bring yourself back up. Regretting wearing a jumper now. Hands above the head. Good, and then lean forwards, keeping your head and chest up. want to lengthen that stretch, lean away from that back hip flexor. Excellent, and then slowly coming back into centre, hands back down if they aren't already, and then slowly sit yourselves backwards. One smooth movement if you can, several movements if you need to. Move this back leg if it doesn't feel comfortable into a position that is comfortable for you. Reach down. Remember, left hand to left foot, right hand to right foot. Doesn't matter if you can't reach all the way down, just go as far down as you feel like you can. And then if you want to, you can drop your head down towards or onto your knee. And then slowly bringing your head and hand back up. Again, bring your hands down onto the mat. One movement if you can. That was better on that side. Slowly bring yourselves back up. You might need to shuffle your back knee and front foot a little bit closer as you lift that back knee off the mat. And then bend the back knee until you start to feel some engagement on that quad muscle on the back leg. And then if you can, don't make me laugh, if you can, slowly bring yourselves up and into centre. Bring your hands up and above your head and come into standing lunge hold. 30 seconds. Four, three, two, and then turn yourselves back in into centre. Good, keep your feet wide on the mat and then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale bring your hands down towards the mat. So nice gentle stretch through your hamstrings and glutes, gentle stretch into your back. If that's enough of a stretch for you, then that's fine, stay as you are. But we have done a lot of stretching through the hips and hamstrings, so you might find you can go a little bit further. If you do, bend your knees slightly, but again sit backwards, not forwards. Google's trying to get involved from the kitchen. Sit backwards, not forwards over your toes. So we're starting to engage adductors, and then if you can, bring your forearms down and onto the floor or mat. And then try to bring your head down onto your hands or onto the floor. Good, and then slowly bring your head up, slowly come back up onto your hands, walk your hands forwards, and gently drop your knees down and onto the mat. Good, and then turn yourselves on your mat so you have lots of room. I don't know if we're going to fit, but we'll see. And then bring yourself into tabletop, so hands roughly underneath your shoulders, knees roughly underneath your hips. Core is engaged, so tummy muscle nice and tight. As you lift and extend your right leg behind you.
We're not holding this room.
Good. And then keep your core engaged, head up and forwards as you lift your left hand off the mat. So opposite hand to foot, doesn't matter if you started on the other side. So lift that hand and foot as much as you feel that you can. Keep your tummy muscles in tight. Don't forget to breathe. Seconds to go. Last 5 seconds. And then slowly bring your hand and knee back down. Shuffle yourself around if you feel like you need to. And then when you're ready, swap onto the other side. Good, so opposite leg out straight, opposite hand. Remember, lift as much as you feel like you can, but if you feel like you need to bring your hand and knee a little bit closer down towards the mat, you can do. Or even you can even bring your knee or your hand down and just keep one limb out. Make sure you always keep that core engaged, so head up and forwards. And don't forget to breathe. Last 5. Good, and then slowly bring your hand and knee back down. Bring yourself back into tabletop, so hands roughly underneath shoulders, knees roughly underneath hips. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in, and as you do so, drop your head down, push through your shoulders as you arch your back upwards. Good, then take a deep breath in, try to push up a little bit higher if you can, and as you exhale, bring your body down into that negative arch, head up and forwards. Good, then same again, take a deep breath in, and as you do so, drop your head down, push through your shoulders, come up into that negative arch. Nice gentle stretch on your back. Deep breath in, push up a little bit higher if you feel like you can. And then relax down into that negative arch. Good. And then slowly and gently bring yourselves back up in the centre. And then when you're ready, if you feel like you can, keep your hands roughly underneath your shoulders, come up onto your toes, and then I want you to try to walk yourself round the outside of your mat and back over and onto your bum. Smooth. Good. And then we're going to gently stretch through glutes, so bum and hips again. Two ways you can do this. You can either take your right foot across, actually we'll start with the easier or gentler version. Take your right foot across the outside of your left leg, so place your foot down and on the floor, and then you're going to hug your right knee in towards your left shoulder. Or if you started on the opposite side, then just hug your knee towards the opposite shoulder, and you should feel that stretching out through your glute. Or if you feel like you want to try a little bit more of a stretch, drop your right foot across the top of your left knee, bring both your hands underneath the bottom part of your right leg, and then try to and then try to bring your right foot towards your left shoulder. And then the more you practice it, you might be able to get your right foot. Go on, try it. That's it. Good, and then slowly relax and control of that leg. Take both legs out straight-ish, and then we're going to swap onto the other side. Good, so either drop that left foot down on the outside of right leg and hug the knee in towards your shoulder, or drop your left foot across your right knee and then bring both hands underneath. Good, as you bring your left foot towards your right shoulder. So I'm noticing a big change, big difference. My left side feels a lot tighter. That's probably because I carry my children on my left side, my left hip. And I took one of them to school today and back, and I carried her all the way on my left hip, so I think that's what's caused that. It's always interesting when you go through these poses to notice which side feels easier or which side feels more difficult. And that can be for any number of reasons, but if you notice a significant difference, it might be worth having somebody have a look at that. Osteo, physio, especially if you're feeling that pain play out in your everyday life. Mine, I think that's what's caused mine. Good, and then slowly taking both feet out straight again, and then we're going to turn ourselves on our mat and bring the bottom of our feet together. Good. So, bottom of the feet together, hands down on ankles. You can either stay like that if you feel enough of a stretch along the insides of your legs, or if you want to take that stretch even further, you can do one of two things. You can either drop your forearms gently onto your knees and apply some light pressure, or bring your hands down onto your ankles, forearms on legs, elbows on knees, and then try to gently bring your head down towards or onto your feet. Good, then when you're ready, if your head is down, slowly bring your head back up and forwards, and then sit in a position that you find comfortable. So I'm probably going to sit with my legs crossed today, but feel free to have your legs out straight if that feels more comfortable to you. Or if you'd like to now, you can always go and grab a chair. However you feel most comfortable. I'm happy as long as you are engaging your core. So even from the chair, make sure you sit a little bit forwards, chest up, shoulders back. Good. And then hopefully you're all in position now. When you're ready, link your hands together, palms facing forwards, and stretch as much as you can out straight in front of you. So we're stretching through shoulders and upper back. And then we're going to elongate that stretch by dropping our head down. Good, then when you're ready, slowly bring your head up and forwards and follow your hands up. So stretch tall as you can towards the ceiling and try to look up as well if you can. And then when you're ready, slowly bring your hands back down and forwards, unlink your hands and re-link them behind your back, palms facing away from the body again. Keep your head up and forwards as you lift your hands as much as you feel like you can off your back. Now if that's enough of a stretch for you, stay where you are. If you feel like you can stretch a little bit further, drop your head down and then try to bring your hands up as much as you feel like you can at the back. That's cheating. Calm down. And then when you're ready, if your head is down, slowly bring your head back up and forwards, and slowly bring your hands back round into a comfortable position in your lap. Keep engaged through your core, so tummy muscles in tight, shoulders back as you give your shoulders a little bit of a roll backwards and then forwards. Good, and then drop your shoulders down so they're away from your neck and you're nice and relaxed as you gently drop your head down to one side. So nice gentle stretch through your neck if you want to. Practice that slow breathing if you can, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And then slowly and gently swapping onto the other side. Slowly in centre, where you're gently going to drop your head back. Make sure you don't collapse into your spine as you do so. Nice and straight. And then slowly drop your head down. Try to bring your chin onto your chest if you can. Slowly bring your head up and forwards. Turn yourselves on your mat. And without hitting your head behind you, with your hands out straight in front of you if you can, engage your core, use your hands if you need to, as you slowly lower yourselves back down and into your mat. I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was my pelvis clicking back into where it should be. Feels a lot better now though. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to try to slowly stand ourselves off from the floor without using your hands. So if you can, take your hands out straight in front of you. Engage your core, so pull those tummy muscles in tight as you slowly try to sit yourselves off from the floor. And then try to take that momentum forwards if you can, to come slowly back up and onto your feet. Perfect. Well done, everybody. I feel a lot better for that. So hopefully we will have configured it so that the meditation will appear on your screen now. So all you have to do is click that, and that will play the meditation straight away, so you can get yourselves comfortable and relax into it. And have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week. Take care.